Hi, in this video I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step process on how to become a Red Seal carpenter. Red Seal carpenter, it takes at least 7,200 hours of combined work and school in Canada at least, and another qualification you need to be a grade 10. You need to at least finish grade 10 of high school, so it's quite challenging, but at the same time it's very rewarding career. I know it's not for everyone, but I love being a carpenter. One of the requirements is you need to be legally allowed to work in Canada. So meaning you need to be a permanent resident or a Canadian resident. So that's one. A member of the union and allowed to work in Canada. So first, if you're, say, I'm talking about, basically there's three people that I can think of. One is maybe you're an first generation immigrant and you want to be in construction. Another one is maybe you're just a recent high school graduate and you want to try the trades. I would argue the trades is one of the best careers out there. You get education and at the same time you get money. You make money already while you're learning. Unlike, because I've been into both settings, where I finished my college here in Canada, and I also went through the apprenticeship training to become a carpenter. And there's pros and cons. I can go into detail, but that's not the topic of this video. It's about if say you want to change your career, you want to learn more about carpentry, or you're just a recent high school graduate, or you're an immigrant trying to find work. So even if you're outside the country, probably you can work here, but those are the bare minimum that I know of. And I've been through the training. I'm a first generation immigrant. I moved here when I was 21, about 10 years ago. So I was lucky enough to finish my apprenticeship. And okay, so now, so you get that check, you're allowed to work in Canada. So next thing you want to do is you need to go through an apprenticeship. Like for me, it's the best. You cannot, like, especially in construction or in carpentry. That's what I love about carpentry, because there's somebody who's gonna show you, guide you. There's always gonna be a journeyman or somebody who's like the support system of this program. It's amazing. They really want you to succeed, and I can say firsthand that it's very effective. So there are 4 ways of starting an apprenticeship. One is through pre-apprenticeship program. The second one is OYAP. OYAP is when you're a high school, you're graduating, and you maybe something that you're really passionate about carpentry, and straight out of high school you decided you want to become a carpenter. You can go to the training. OYAP means Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, right? The third one is, the third pathway to become an carpenter apprentice is if there's a company who sponsor you. In my case, that happened to me because I got I have a relative that got me into the union, and he has a close. He was working with a certain company, and that company was looking for apprentices. So he got me in. So I didn't go through pre-apprenticeship process. Most people, they go to a pre-apprenticeship training. The fourth one is applying based on past carpentry experience. Say you were working for your dad or your work uncles or your relatives company, and you have hands-on experience, but you need to show proof that you have past carpentry experience, not just saying. You need to have, I think, a reference, hours, all those things. If you need more information, there's a website. It's called CCAT, General Carpentry Apprenticeship, the CCAT.ca, and I'm gonna put a link in the description box below, if you have more questions on the website. So first, those are the pathways. All right, now you're full blown green. They call it greenhorn. You're excited. You buy your tools. You go to pre-apprenticeship or whatever. The 4 pathways. It's given that you have all the basic tools. Your hammer, your pouch, you're pumped up. And you're ready to go. You got your basic tools, your tape. So now the process is, now you, after the pre-apprenticeship, all these are done. I think you need at least, before you start working, you need to have training, like training WIMIS. What is WIMIS? There are 4 basic: working at heights, WIMIS. I think 3, only 3 basic certificates that you need: WIMIS, working at heights, and 4 steps, health and safety. You can get all of this training through the College of Carpenters. All right, so there are you need to get trained in 5 main areas of the trade. So this is, and actually there's some small there's 5 main areas, but there's much more than being a carpenter of that, because I've been through the process. So 5 main areas are exterior finish, framing, formwork and foundations, finishing walls and ceilings. This is an interior finishing. So these are just the basic, like the 5 mains, not really the basic, the 5 major areas. So here, because it's at least you need to be 16 years old or minimum grade 10 education in Canada. You're called a first term apprentice. So a first term apprentice needs to accumulate 1,600 hours of apprenticeship hours. That's almost a year's work. So usually work during the best time to go to school is actually winter time, because my background, I do a lot of form work, concrete. So that's the highest paid carpenter in my union. So that's my background for my apprenticeship. So I got my hours, I went to school. So you need to go through basic school. So what are you gonna learn about basic? So from what I remembered is like layout. There's a couple of things. It's usually all the schooling is just 40 days, 8 weeks. So 40 days, 8 weeks. It's very detailed. You're going to do some basic calculation, ratios and proportions. You're going to learn some, you're going to, actually we build a toolbox. On our last week, we built a toolbox. We learned how to sharpen. We all the basics. We went through sharpening our chisels. That's just the basic part of carpenter. I remember we also learn how to draft, how to read blueprint, how to do basic laminate, just basic stuff, and learn how to use the saw, learn how to use our tools. It's all really basic. And there's two types of carpenters. There's a finished carpenter and a rough carpenter. So basically a rough carpenter is, it's all about the tolerance that you can have in terms of work. A rough carpenter, you can have a tolerance of a quarter of an inch, like for example framing a house or doing a foundation concrete job. Those things you can be off like a quarter inch. That's, nobody's gonna see it, it's okay. All right, so moving on, the next, after you done basic, now you get a pay raise from 21. As a first term apprentice, you're making $21.94. Now after doing basic, you bump up your pay raise. Now you're making $26.50 as a second term apprentice. You're motivated again, you're motivated, you need another 1,600 hours, total of 3,400 hours of combination of schooling, basic school and work. So now you're ready for your intermediate. Once you hit, by the way, you need to keep track of your hours yourself. You gotta send it to the school. I think every month you're gonna keep track of how much hours you have. Then you need someone in authority to sign it off, like a foreman. Yeah, usually your foreman is gonna sign off how many hours you got. Or the other way is you go through your pay stub. Not the pay stub. You go through the records for our insurance benefits provider. It's the Manion Wilkins. So you can go there on the website and you can pull out all the hours you have. You can maybe do a separate spreadsheet or print all of it, and you can show it to the guys at the school. So that way you'll know how much hours you still need to go to the next schooling, because you need to go to school before they can give you a pay raise. So after that, after basic, you're going to intermediate. Oh, intermediate is fun. Intermediate is all about framing. From what I remembered, I did framing. It's all roof math, framing. You're basically building a house from the ground up. So beams, Ontario building code, how to cut rafters, how to cut stairs. It's really fun. Intermediate is one of the best programs that if you're really into carpentry, this is it. This is intermediate. That's a lot of work there. Even basic, there's a lot of work at basic. And now after intermediate, you're now a third term apprentice. A third term apprentice, now you're making $31 an hour, which is pretty good money. And you're pumped up. You're ready to go, making this good money, about $800 to $900 a week, take home cash, and you're making good money. After that, you need to accumulate at least 5,200 hours. Once you do that, you go to advanced school. Advanced school is really also you learn a lot at advanced school. This is instead of 8 weeks, you're gonna go through 9 weeks of training. And from that 9 weeks of training, the last week is all about Red Seal preparation. Red Seal preparation, they're going to teach you you're going to review everything about the Red Seal questions, everything that you learn about intermediate. You're going to go basic. You're still using the same book. It's cool, but yeah. What you're gonna learn in advanced school is, I think you're gonna learn about stairs, different kind of stairs, interior finish, raised access panels. Um, there's a tile ceiling, interior finish, drywalling. You're gonna learn how to use a total station. So Advanced is pretty awesome course too. So I enjoyed every part of the journey. After you do your advanced, now you're a fourth term apprentice. You had 5,400 hours of carpentry experience. And you finish your advanced school. Now you're making 37 or 37 and a quarter. That's pretty really good money. You're making $1,000 a week. Really good. But I mean, you want to go to become a journey person, right? So you still need to make lots of hours. So the next target in terms of work hours is 7,200 hours. Now they can issue they can issue you a certificate of apprenticeship. That's a certificate stating that you are a journey person. There's two certificates. Once you have your 7,200 hours, there's two certification that you're looking for: the certificate of apprenticeship and the C of Q. The C of Q is when you pass your red seal. So you need at least 71% to pass the red seal. So basically, in a nutshell, that's how you become a red seal carpenter. But there's no much more that I cannot discuss. If you have a question, feel free to comment on the video. I'll be happy to help. We can exchange emails or whatever. So that's it for now. Thank you for the video so far, and if you're interested to becoming a red seal carpenter, this is one of the ways, because there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. So take care, stay safe, enjoy the journey. See you next time.